Hey everybody, NikoTheLegend here to give you the Nico Show, and guess what? New background layout thing you see here, and then I'm not wearing my hat, and it's raining like crazy, and I have a feeling that the rain might actually, it's storming like crazy, and I feel like the rain might actually just destroy the stream, but there's nothing wrong with having a destroyed stream, is there? Nah, there's not. You guys are funny. Destroyed streams. Nah, we'll keep going until my internet does crap out, which there is a good chance that it might. So I might as well just pick a rainy theme background and just have everything else at my disposal. So I hope everybody's doing well. This is the Nico Show, an hour of gaming topics, news, and all that. And Rezi's already in here. How you doing, Rezi? It is storming like crazy outside, so like I said, this water theme is gonna be perfect. If you can hear it, just tough. You're gonna have to deal with it. So we have a lot to talk about today. We got some good stuff to talk about and some bad stuff, like always. And usually I go through introductions of what's going on with me. Well, I guess I don't know if you haven't been watching Hangouts with Nico. That kind of has a more like down-to-earth approach to getting to know me and me talking to you guys personally on a personal level, without having this complete like type of professional platform trying to give you guys the news and stuff and staying on track instead of taking my time talking to you guys. So actually, since I've never done this before, we're actually going to be doing a two-part thing for this stream. Going to be doing an hour of the gaming news and then an hour of just hanging out with Nico. If you want to stay after the show, by all means, stick around. I mean, it's literally just going to be me chilling and just hanging out, just talking about whatever and what's come to mind. But I hope you guys chill around for that. Oh, it's always sunny in Nerd Town, Rezi. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. I'll save all the introductory stuff for the Hangout with Nico and what games I'm playing at the time. We'll actually just get straight to the news. We might even finish ahead of time because of that. But if we do, it's no big deal. We're just going to get through this in all the rain. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Like I said, I hope you do enjoy this new background for the Nico Show. We're going to be doing it for the Hangouts with Nico as well. So let's get on with it. Oh, crap. No. I hate display capture something. Okay, that's fine. We'll just have to add window capture. It's no problem. We'll just do this real time. Let's see. Boom, there it is. Okay, so we'll just do window capture there. Anyway, so this is, yes, we start off with Ubisoft will not release a new Assassin's Creed game in 2019. Whoa, big surprise there. That's kind of like what they did after Assassin's Creed Unity and then Syndicate, and they're like, okay, we're going to wait about 2 years to make Origins. So, let me tell you real quick. I really want to get Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It looks amazing. I think it's fantastic. They're going the RPG route. Just saying. That's just my honest opinion. Oh, thunder. So, let's continue. But the series might still go to a brand new location next year. Like 2016, 2019 will be a year without Assassin's Creed games. Speaking with GameSpot. During Gamescom, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot revealed that his company will not release a new entry in the usually analyzed franchise. On Assassins, we had a game in 2017 and we have one this year, but we are not going to have a full-fledged Assassins next year, says Guillemot. It's just because the team were working separately. So we have 2 games now, 1 year after another. But next year, we're not going to have a fully fledged one. Ah, I see. There won't just be a new main Assassin's Creed entry either. Ubisoft also won't release any sort of spin-off or smaller game. Instead, explained Guillemot, Ubisoft plans to extend this year's entry, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, as much as possible through DLC, which I'm okay with. I want to get my money's worth for this game, right, as we all do. I don't want to have another game come out next year, because it's like, well, fuck. There goes that money. What you'll have is lots of content coming on Assassin's Creed Odyssey, explains Guillemot. The team really wants to give, on a regular basis, some new possibilities for play. So when you get Odyssey this year, you're going to get in for a couple of years actually, which is fantastic. Like I'm telling you, this game looks amazing, and it's my favorite setting so far. One second. Okay. So the cat's going AWOL right now. So, it didn't detail with what any of that content will be, but Eurogamer reports that it could include an Atlantis-themed expansion, which sounds pretty cool to me. From its inception in 2007 through 2015, the Assassin's Creed franchise saw a minimum of one new game release every single year, with popular opinion seemingly turning toward the series being in decline. Ubisoft put a stop to that in 2016 before Assassin's Creed made a successful return with Origins. The time gave the team the possibility to bring what they wanted to, said Guillemot of the year off. The community has been responding very well to it, and when I see what we're bringing with Odyssey, I know that the community that got back in with Origins will be amazed. As it did with Origins, with Odyssey, Ubisoft has tried to faithfully rebuild another ancient world, but it also features some supernatural elements that might kill you dead. What I mean by that is Minotaurs and Medusa, a Gorgon. But, you know, this game looks fantastic. Assassin's Creed Odyssey looks amazing. Like the best Assassin's Creed that's come out so far. I mean, they usually do look pretty amazing, but this one, I'm telling you, like doing Spartan kicks, getting Leonidas' spear. Leonidas is your grandpa, which is fucking awesome. You get to see Socrates and some old-time philosophers. You get to have large-scale battles. You get to have naval combat. First-time RPG elements in an Assassin's Creed game. You have dialogue and choices. You can start the game either as male or female. And it just looks amazing. Like, I'm super excited. I can't wait. I don't know if I'm going to be getting this game day one because there's a lot of games that come out of September that I want. Wait, is it October? I think it's October. Yeah. I think it's October. Yeah, October 5th. And there's a lot of games in October that I want, but if I get it as a birthday gift, I'd like that. But I really want to get Mega Man 11. I really want to get Super Mario Party. I believe there's one more game that I wanted to get, but Assassin's Creed is on there. But I know for a fact it'll be cheap in no time. So, like I said, it's going to be a fantastic game. I seriously can't wait. Ubisoft has been doing well with their games lately, making very, very good games, getting positive reception. I like that. They just need to make another Splinter Cell game. They need to do that. It's been a while. It's great that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is, another Ubisoft title, which is great. For Honor just went free to play. If you want the starter edition, kind of like it did with Rainbow Six Siege, or if you get like the $15 Rainbow Six Siege, which I did, which sucked because your progressional system is way worse, but it's whatever. I still have a blast. So that's with Assassin's Creed. Let's talk about another game. HBO announces new Game of Thrones video game. Yes, the show with all the incest, sex, violence, betrayal that you can ever hope for. But it's also one of the best medieval shows I've ever seen, and in the most interesting of worlds. This is definitely a book series that I want to read eventually, because I know the books are probably spectacular. HBO has announced a new Game of Thrones game for smartphones and PC developed by Nereal, the award-winning studio behind the Reign series. Reigns, Game of Thrones cast the player as a king or queen trying to avoid rebellions, disastrous wars, assassination, or supernatural interference to stay on the throne as long as possible. Hey, Duke, how you doing, bud? I mean, not the best, lol. It's presented as a kind of card game meets Tinder, oh god, where underlings ask players to make judgment calls ranging from whom to invite to the ball, to whether to suck up to the clergy or what to do about the enormous dragon descending upon your stronghold. Decisions are taken by swiping left or to the right. The game explores scenarios for the futures of key characters from the Game of Thrones books and TV show, singular, as prophesied by Red Priestess Melisandre. Oh, that babe. Westeros obsessives can experiment with what might have resulted if key events from the annals of the Seven Kingdoms had happened differently, and how their decisions could shape the future. It's like an RPG card game. Look at that. Let's see. Players can rule as Jon Snow, Daenerys Targaryen, Cersei Lannister, Tyrion Lannister, or Sansa Stark, among others. In each ruler's story and dialogue is in character. As in the TV series, death is swift and frequent. The Reign series is known for its dark sense of humor. The game will be released in October for $4 on iPhones, Androids, and PCs. My hair? I don't know. I probably got a haircut. And you know, it's I haven't been wearing my Mario hat. Actually, this is the first time I've ever done the NIKO show without the Mario hat. But thanks for noticing. It's storming really bad outside. So I am waiting excitedly for the final season of Game of Thrones. I hope it's better than season 7. Season 7 was good, but it didn't follow any of the books because the book hasn't been made yet for season 7 to, you know, use references for. But I know it'll probably have a great finale. 6 episodes, I think, this time around, but the episodes are like an hour and a half long or something. Like they're, I still miss. Is the cat doing something crazy? Okay, I still miss 10 episodes per season. You know, I know season 7 went against that, but it's whatever. So hopefully it goes well. And it's good to see TV shows getting more games. I kind of wish Supernatural had its own video game. I don't understand how it doesn't, but it doesn't. Game of Thrones has Telltales, which I wish they would make a season 2. And then there was a Game of Thrones game that came out back in 2011 or 2012 that didn't do right. You played The Walking Dead, right? Yeah, I played The Walking Dead Telltales game. Not much of it, though. I've actually played The Wolf Among Us and Borderlands more for Telltales and Game of Thrones. But, ooh, that's some rough and tumble thunder. So I hope you guys are excited about this game. I mean, I think it's gonna be a pretty fun phone game for only $4. Doesn't sound like there's any microtransactions, but hey, I'll let you guys decide if you decide to buy it. That's how I do things here. All right, so here's a stick in the mud of an article, and I can't believe Amazon's really doing this because what the fuck? What the fuck? Oops, I discovered the audio. All right, Amazon Prime's video game pre-order discount coming to an end. Members will lose their significant savings by the end of August. And that's the thunder. That's the lightning strike that really got to my heart. Lightning. Oh boy. Amazon Prime's 20% discount on Game Wars will go away on August 28th. The online retailer announced. Instead, Prime members will receive store credit as an incentive to pre-order video games through Amazon, marking a major change to one of the membership's best benefits. This is still retarded to do. Only pre-orders of select video games will come with a $10 store credit promotion according to Amazon's term and conditions. Cat's really scared now. Okay, the cat's going bonkers. For the offer, once a customer has pre-ordered a qualifying item, they must wait up to 35 days to receive their $10 via email. That credit... the cat's going crazy. That credit will only be valid for 60 days after activation. This is a surprising change to one of Amazon's Prime's biggest benefits for console owners. In January 2016, the company unveiled a discount on both pre-orders and recent game releases, meaning Prime members could only regularly get a deal on high priority, big budget titles, so as long as they bought them early. Amazon Prime members aren't alone in losing their savings. Best Buy Gamers Club Unlocked, a competing subscription service that came with a 20% discount on games, shut down earlier this summer. Best Buy's remaining membership program, My Best Buy, also gives buyers $10 in credit for pre-ordering certain popular games. To me, I just think that's ridiculous. Just because it's like, you know, if it's one of the biggest things that people liked in your service as Amazon Prime member, and if you're a gamer, I mean, it's not like you guys are running out of money. It's not like you guys are just losing money by doing this. You're actually saving people money. And I'm like, isn't that what you want as a company? I mean, I understand that's like the subjective standpoint on it, but I wish I could see their official statement why they're not doing it anymore. But I really think $10 store credit, it's just, you know, it's like, who cares, right? It's $10. I'm like, it can add up, right? But now I'm not going to be ordering games all the time online for consoles. If it's better for me to just order the game that I want to order online for consoles and get that automatic discount. Instead, I'll just have a $10 store credit that I probably won't even use until, like, you know, Christmas time or something. And it's just, hey, what's up, Griff? Hey, thanks for following my friend Deal. He's the cool nerd. By the way, the cat's going insane. So I just look. Best Buy was a ripoff because Best Buy is expensive and their Geek Squad is a complete hack, basically, a complete waste of time and money, and you're being overcharged for their services. And I didn't even know they had this Gamer Geek crap or this gamer club. I had no idea. I never saw advertisements for it. So that I can understand if they didn't do that well in that regard, especially when they're like a physical, like, Best Buys are still around, unlike Circuit City, or Fry's Electronics is probably still out there too. But like getting rid of the discount was, I don't know. I don't think it was a smart thing to do. I mean, because it didn't even last that long. Hey, gotta get pizza, man. Pizza time. So we'll see where this goes. Like I said, it's just nice to get any type of discount. I mean, we're still getting something, which is fine, but I don't know. We're not getting a 8-ounce sirloin steak anymore. We're getting just crumbs right now, some little piece of bacon for, being subscribed to their subscription, which is expensive, by the way, if you're not a student or just any type of, like, what is it? There's student discount, and then I think if you're military or something, I can't remember exactly, but we'll see. Luckily, I don't order too many physical games off Amazon, so this doesn't affect me personally, but somebody out there might be affected personally, like big time. I don't know how much. I kind of wish there were some statistics here, like some charts or something, instead of just, blatantly just saying this out there. So I'll keep it at that. I'll keep it on the surface. I don't want to get all subjective about it. That's never fun. But it's the way Amazon wants to do things now. For gamers, that is. Okay, next thing. Alright, Xbox Game Pass. Why Microsoft calls it a blessing, not threat to consumers, developers. Game Pass members spend 20% more time playing games and played 40% more titles, Microsoft said. Is there a chart for that? On its surface, Xbox Game Pass seems like a sort of Netflix for video games. The Microsoft-run service charges players a monthly fee for unlimited access to a library of titles. But the results of that service, which has been live now for about a year, show a number of surprising, meaningful changes in the way its users consume games. Netflix is what we hear, but that's not what we think of it as it is. When we started out with the program, we wanted to be additive, something that grows the entire ecosystem, says Ben Decker, General Manager of Services at Microsoft. So we tracked how customers are using Game Pass and how it interacts with the purchase model. How much time are you spending and how many games are you purchasing? The result Microsoft found was that the Game Pass members spent 20% more time playing games than they did before signing up. And not just with Game Pass games, but with other games on the Xbox One as well. The company also saw a 40% increase in how many games a subscriber plays, and again, that wasn't just for Game Pass titles, but all titles on the system. Can we talk about the new line of RTX cards? Yeah, we can talk about it at the end. I think I'll have enough time, but once we get to the end, we can talk about it. The company also, they also found that the franchise with multiple entries would see a significant increase in the purchase of other games if one of the titles hit Game Pass. People might think it is competitive, but we are seeing both purchase and subscription increases as a result of Game Pass. And I have a little thing to say about that, but anyway. Okay, this article's kind of long, but we got time. A big investment. Microsoft launched Xbox Game Pass in 31 markets on June 1st, 2017 as a monthly download gaming subscription service with unlimited access to a library of about 100 Xbox 360 and Xbox One games by paying a monthly fee. Currently set at $10, subscribers could play included games without the need to purchase them. Since launch, the service continues to add new titles and rid itself of some, expanding the variety of games and the genres that they represent. Last year at Gamescom, Microsoft extended the service to 8 more markets. This January, Microsoft announced that going forward, all new Xbox One games from Microsoft Studios would become available to Game Pass members the same day they go on sale globally. And in the past week, Microsoft announced an app for browsing the games in the service. It's been a busy 12 months for Game Pass. We're happy with what we could do in the first year, said Ashley McKissick, head of Xbox Game Pass. We wanted to reduce the friction and barriers for people who want to play games. Okay, so this is like an equality bullshit thing. Here we go. Oh gosh, the friction and barriers. You mean you don't want people to work hard for their video games, or That's just your excuse. I'll save it till the end. What we love about Xbox Game Pass is that you don't have to choose one game. You can snap between different games in the catalog. Okay. Let's lead to threat to developers. Let's look at this. As the service continues to grow, a rumor now has Microsoft tying it to an all-access pass that would bundle it with a console and the company's online service. Some worry that it could eat into profits, reducing the money made from the game that sells for $70 or so a pop to pennies for a stream. But Team Woodley, Senior Vice President of Global Brands at 505 Games, said that's not what the company has seen. 505 Games was among the developers and publishers that announced support for Game Pass at launch. It made the publisher launch Laser League with Game Pass support. We are very excited with another opportunity to bring our content to consumers comes along. The reason why we're so excited with such a service is that it gives consumers more choices for how they access content. Game Pass inclusion brings with it a number of benefits to a game. Chief among them is discoverability. Discoverability is one of the bugbears of our industry. What is a fucking bugbear? Our titles also have experienced a much higher level of engagement than they otherwise would have. Unlike the movies, television, or music, continued player engagement can make it or break certain types of video games. Games that feature online multiplayer require a base level of players to make the experience fun for those who decide they like the game. If there aren't enough players around, the experience will become less enjoyable. The process of matching up players with another player can take longer, and that can quickly lead to a game's death. Well, if you make the game good, it wouldn't be such a fucking problem, would it? That's one thing unique to the video game world. You need a minimum number of concurrent players for a game to work. One of the biggest things we've seen in terms of Game Pass is that it's one of the largest needle movers in terms of concurrency. Increased engagement also... Sorry, the cat freaks me out sometimes. Increased engagement also leads to players spending more time in the game, and that can lead to an increase in other monetization systems, like in-game microtransactions, downloadable content, and blah, 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 blah. Subscriptions. 1 second. 1 second. Cat's being a... You know, while it's storming like crazy, the cat's being a psychopath right now. Alright, 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go beat the cat up. Enjoy the music. I got rid of it. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so curation is key. For gaming to be healthy, you want to create choice for developers and for customers. Game Pass is a great way to do that with customers. Okay, so the rise of digital. I think historically, especially with movies or music, you have been a transition toward more of a subscription model, giving customers more choice. We want to create the same choice in gaming, so you just have an experience through Game Pass or purchasing a game. No, it's not the same. It's not the same. Purchasing a game is not the same as having a subscription for a stupid paid service. Are you kidding me? You're not owning the game. You know, basically once the service runs out, you don't own those games anymore. They're not even technically yours. It's like I'm giving you a game. Let's just say I'm Microsoft. I'm giving you this game, and I'm going to hand it to you. And if you don't pay the subscription, you don't get to hold it. Even when you pay for it, I'm still holding on to the game. So you're kind of like tug of warring, basically. They're still holding on to it. When you buy a game as a consumer, you save your hard-earned money to spend countless dollars on these games that are half-assed, like Sea of Thieves when they first came out, and State of Decay 2, which is the two big games they were talking about, that Game Pass this, Game Pass that. When you make half-baked games like that, then people aren't going to really give a shit. They're going to be glad they didn't waste their fucking money, right? That's one positive thing about the Game Pass, is that people can save money that way. But I, myself, would rather just spend the money to buy those games. I want those games to be mine. It's capitalism, goddammit. I'm a capitalist. I save up my money. I purchase the right to own. I have the right to own this game. I spend the money. Boom, it's mine. I don't buy the license. I don't buy this bullshit little ticket thing so people can play it. I think it's a nice addition. I think it's fine, but saying people, there's been an increase in people playing these games about 20%, and we see people wanting to play these games even more by 40%, because your games are too expensive and they suck. A lot of the Microsoft's games suck. The exclusives, they suck. Gears of War 4, terrible story. Halo 5, terrible story. Sea of Thieves, terrible at launch. State of Decay 2, terrible at launch. Where's Banjo-Kazooie? Where's Nuts and whatever? Banjo-Kazooie, where's Conquer? Where's Scalebound? Where's Fable 4? Non-existent. Halo Master Chief Collection, terrible at launch. Like, who gives a shit about Crackdown 3, right? So the only good successful franchise is Forza, but they have microtransaction bullshit. So just saying that, yeah, people are going to spend more time playing the games because there's a lot less to lose. But they don't have it's just like, it's such a scheme. Like they don't understand what it's like to be a true consumer. I'm a purist when it comes to this stuff. I like to own it. I get pissed off when I'm not a PlayStation Plus member and the games that I got for free on there, I can't play anymore. Because I don't own the license. Because like I said, they're still holding on to the game and they pull it back. They yank it back from your hand. And I think that's retarded. I think that's stupid. Because I paid for your subscription and I technically purchased this game because it was free. So why do they own the right to still control how I play it or not? That's why I don't like to deal with this shit. Because it's complicated like that. I don't like to deal with licensing, purchasing issues. I just want to get the game that I know that I buy for $20, $20 to $60, whatever. And it's mine forever. I can sell it. I can burn it. I can throw it at somebody. I can do whatever. I can not even play it. But I still supported that company. And yeah, that's my thing of doing. I want to support these companies still. Digital is fine. I can understand that. But things have been going digital for a long time. So saying that there's a rise of digital gaming, as it's a new thing, is a total load of crap. It's just blowing smoke. Because it's been a growing thing for the past since computers have been out. When things didn't need a video game to put in your computer at one point. When things were able to be purchased online, digitally, Battle.net or something. Although you did have to have physical copies for those games, but it wasn't too much later that you didn't have to do that anymore. Trust me, I remember that. I remember having all the physical stuff. But yeah, it's just played 40% more titles. We don't know what is being compared. We don't. Yeah, yeah. We don't know what it's being compared to. See, this is why I like reading like the actual source material of like having actual. I think it's great that they're using percentages and stuff, but like we don't know what the scale is. We don't know if it's a sample or a population that they're trying to compare it to. We don't know in a month, in a year, since it's debuted. We don't know that. We can just it's just a general percentage. So members, they say members, but members of how many, all the nitty gritty stuff is not there. The stuff that I really want to get down to, but it's not. I just think, look, I haven't bought the Microsoft Game Pass, and I probably never will. Because like I said, I like to own the games. And I like to, like I said, I like to use my capitalist abilities to do that. And it's mine. Oh, everybody can play a game. Oh, wow. Special. Okay, cool. Everybody can go to college. Oh, wow. Right, because everyone's fit to play games. Everyone's fit to go to school. It's crazy. Anyway, that's what I think about that. Next one. All right, so here's another good one. Sport or sellout? Debate rages over medals for video games. Yeah. Yep. Forget swimming goggles and running cleats as athletes gather for Asia's biggest sporting event in Jakarta this week. Much of the attention will be on computer mice and chunky headphones. Who says chunky for headphones? Jesus, such a subjective term. For the first time, the Asian Games, the Olympics, equivalent for the world's most populous continent, will include computer game competitions alongside swimming and track and field. Contestants from Saudi Arabia to Japan will battle for national pride and bragging rights across 6 titles, including League of Legends, StarCraft 2, and a huge marketing coup for publishers like Tencent Holdings and Activision Blizzard. Yet the move is generating furious controversy. Many athletes and fans contend computer games aren't truly sports and no medals should be awarded for what's essentially skillful consumption of a corporate product. This week's games are the largest showcase yet for esports and early tests of whether it will be included at 2024 Paris Olympics. Interesting. It's really a shift away from the Olympic ethos, says Scott McGorry, 40, an Australian gold medalist in cycling and a sports broadcaster. It's like saying, let's have a competition with the best accountants on the planet. Critics said it's about greed. The Olympic Charter historically stated that mental or mechanical-driven activities were not permitted as sports. One reason chess and car racing were never included. But with Olympics attracting fewer viewers, especially among younger audiences, officials may be willing to bend the rules to welcome the $140 billion video game industry, which commands the attention of teenagers and millennials. Oh, you fucking millennials. And I hate to be one of those millennials, but you fucking millennials.
Ooh, sports. Ooh, I don't like sports. Ooh, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get dirty. Ooh, I might break a bone.
Tough it up. Be a man. Get the pain in the muscles.
I don't want to sweat. Ooh.
They've got Olympic ideals and they use all these slogans, but at the end of the day, this is a big money making machine. Way to go, Olympics. I'm glad that money is all you care about now, right? A sports and esports lawyer, if the Olympics want to continue making the sort of money they've been making, they need to supplement the content. From a content play, esports is a definitive opportunity. Okay. Where did I go? Okay. Olympic organizers are historically work with nonprofit sport groups and are barred from dealing with with for-profit companies like the game makers. Decept says, but the games industry doesn't yet have an international nonprofit group that could fill that role. Game makers stand to benefit, unlike with basketball or fencing. The intellectual property of a video game is usually owned by a for-profit company. That means choosing a game from, say, Tencent Electronic Arts has a direct impact on their profit. Skeptics say the selection process is rife with opportunities for favoritism and influence peddling. Asian Games organizers have yet to explain in detail how the 6-year titles were chosen. The Asia Electronic Sports Federation, really, which foresaw the selection, instead it was based on stringent criteria according to its statement in May. The game must adhere to our vision of promoting integrity, ethics, and fair play. AESF President Kenneth Fox said in the statement, AESF did not respond to multiple emails and phone calls. In a panel discussion in July, Sheikh Ahmad okay, I don't care about his fucking name. Jesus. Al-Fahad Al-Sabah, like Jesus Christ. The president of Olympic Council of Asia said the debate over esports in the Asian Games has been tough. While the International Olympic Committee questioned its inclusion, game makers were adamant about keeping control over their business. He said, 27 countries participated in qualifying for esports, with 135 players selected to live alongside athletes for traditional sports. Winners this year won't get medals, but gold, silver, and bronze will be awarded from the 2022 games. The selections heavily for... Okay, sorry. When a game becomes an Olympic sport, should it have an owner? Or should it have the public domain, says Shikuyama. This is a question that must be answered. Okay, so let me just play devil's advocate here. Okay, so one side, let's go with the people who don't want it to be a thing, like Olympic gold medalists or people who've been watching Olympics or been a part of the Olympics, athletes. I can understand what they're saying, because the Olympics have always been about physical ability, physical mental ability to handle different types of trajectory, obstacles, blood and sweat, all these types of these walls that you have to get over, and you're considered one of the most best athletes in the world. Even if you don't win, you're still at the Olympics, right? You still get a good job, pat on the back. And I can understand it's a tradition. It's been like this for a long time. But if what the Olympic Committee is saying is true, that there are fewer viewers for the Olympics due to this new generation of tech and millennials, weaker people in terms of people who don't respect the strength of what it takes, or the athletic capability of what it truly means to be an athlete, or just a guy that has good genetics, basically. He's got a good depth perception or hand-eye coordination. And there are gamers out there with great hand-eye coordination, with great depth perception. It's just with me, I just wish that they would actually tap into that in an actual sport or activity and actually give themselves a chance to show themselves in the real world. But this could be their way of doing it. I understand that. And especially when, the marketing for this, if it's going down the drain and the Olympic Committee is running out of ideas of how to make money back, sometimes you have to adapt, whether you like it or not. You have to make the sacrifice. And me personally, I never really cared for esports. I think it's too try-hardy for me, because these are people that don't really enjoy what they're doing. Because if you watch any StarCraft 2 player, especially Koreans, they don't look happy at all. They don't look happy. Not any one of them. Anytime I would watch a Korean play against another person, the Koreans are always the worst. Or it's just, I don't know. It's like, why so serious? I understand it's a big tournament and everything, but you got to have fun with it too. And athletes, you see athletes, they do have a lot of fun with it. I know there's a competitive side to it. There's a competitive side to everything, of course. That's just the human nature. But it shows more when you actually watch football, when you actually watch soccer. There's a ton of passion. There's a ton of physical teamwork instead of digital teamwork. But like I said, this is the new generation now. This is the new generation. This is the way things are going to probably be done now. People are, like I said, the purists, the traditionalists aren't going to ever be happy. I can only imagine when these Olympians, these athlete Olympians, are in the same room of these computer people, or these players that are, I don't know what to really call them. These gamers, I guess we have to call them. It's going to be really awkward. And it's going to be like night and day to see the difference on these people. Like, I want to see a group picture of these Olympians, athletes, physical athletes, and then these gamers, e-sport athletes. Yeah, I just want to see. It's going to be the silliest picture ever. But yeah, I mean, who knows how it's going to be in the next 10 years? I mean, it could. The whole reference of, I want to go back, what did that guy say about the reference of being an accountant? It's like a bunch of accountants and stuff. I mean, I think it's always going to be made fun of all the time. I don't know if it's going to be a long time for it to ever be accepted as an actual sport. Like I said, I don't think video games are a sport to me. I just think they're just something like a hobby, at least with me. And I'm a pretty competitive person, but And in all honesty, I don't know if people, I mean, I understand people train their life for this stuff, for like athletic sports, for football and stuff, but they get paid a lot of fucking money. They get paid a lot. Especially baseball players. Like I get it. It takes, you can just say, oh, it's just people standing on a field, hitting a ball, catching a ball. You can say that about computer games. You can just sit there and you're just typing, right? But computer gamers and professional gamers aren't getting paid nearly as much as professional athletes. I'm not saying that they should cut the cost of professional athletes and how much they make, but you know, it's like I don't see what the problem is of some other side of a sport, if they want to call it that, wanting to make a profit and wanting to better themselves as a person, or wanting to get, you know, show themselves what they're all about. And athletes, you know, like I said, baseball players get paid like a gazillion dollars from just, you know, even if it's a person who's third stringer on a football team, they get paid thousands and thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. They don't even play the fucking game. They just play and practice. It's crazy. So you know, it's such a competitive thing. It's such a competitive thing. And like I said, maybe gaming events, you know, a lot of money does go into it. Like there's like Counter-Strike and StarCraft tournaments, championships, a lot of money goes into it. Like I'm not saying that they don't make that much money, but it's still not that close to athletes. But I'm just saying, you know, it's like I don't really care either way. I'm like indifferent on it. But I could see why, you know, these people are considering the gamers to offer them a chance to be a part of being the best. You know, bring in next time. Make an Olympic sport for cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency hackers. Yeah, that'd be great. But we'll see. You know, like I said, if it's already been established in many countries, then it's a thing. It's gonna just grow and grow. And I think the best way people are gonna actually adapt to it is just accept that gaming isn't like this blight on humanity. I think that's the main problem, is that when people hear the word video games, there's such a negative connotation to it from the people that don't understand the people that don't play video games. I mean, there's people out there that are professional athletes that just play video games as a hobby. That's how I like to play. I like to play it as a hobby, you know. And I'm really good at video games. I could probably easily become a pro if I wanted to, like at Halo or something, or Smash Brothers. I could. But I like to just broaden my horizons to a bunch of other things, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that, but some people don't want to do that, and I think that's fine. It's whatever. But it's oh crap, what was I talking about? See, I got off the track too much. Too far, Niko. You went too far. You went too far off the track. Shit. Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, for me, oh yeah, I remember what I was talking about. I was talking about, you know, people that need to accept video game. And yeah, video games get a lot of negative impact on it. They really do. Is that, you know, it causes gun shooting, gun violence, blah, blah, blah. It causes my kid to be crazy, aggressive, mean, blah, blah, blah. It's all the game's fault, right? And it's just like all this controversial stuff. And majority of the people see video games like that. They don't see video games as a work of art. You know, all these developers and their teams of artists, game designers, programmers, they don't see that as art. People don't see that are full of themselves. So it's once society as a whole, or close to it, accepts video games as like an entity that actually is respectable, then it's fine. I think they would actually understand it more. It's just, you know, a lot of people just think people who play video games are just big giant nerds. And just always a nerd, right? And it's like, oh, whoa. It's like when we hear like an athlete or an actor playing a video game, we're like, whoa, that's so cool, man. It's like, whoa, that's so awesome, dude. It's like, but if it's a regular person, then it's lame. I'm like, whatever. So whatever you think about this, I think it's already happening. It's inevitable. I mean, people are just going to have to toughen up. This is just the way things are going, especially with this generation of people, generation millennials. You know, I appreciate sports. I appreciate video games. I don't have a problem with either. I'm not saying that there should be like some equality thing. I'm just saying that I don't have a problem. And if it becomes a thing, it becomes a thing. And I don't think it's going to completely destroy. It's not going to destroy like the physical athlete portion of the Olympics. It's not going to do that. It's just It's just having another added thing. What the fuck is the problem with that? You know, it's fine. Just don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. It's not like you're losing money. It's not like you're losing your chance to prove yourself. You're one of the best cyclists out there. But anyway, so I guess that's it for the NIKO show today. Yeah, I told you it was a little shorter today. We got it we didn't do any introduction stuff. But I'm going to be streaming an hour of just hanging out with NIKO. I'm going to make it 2 different streams because I got to put this on YouTube, and I don't really want to cut it at all. I don't want to edit it. Unfiltered, uncensored NIKO stuff. So I hope you did enjoy, folks. This has been the NIKO show. I have been your host, NikoTheLegend. I know I said a lot of controversial things, so this, we can talk about it in the NIKO Hangout, or we can just talk about anything you want. Just get the Q&A ready. I'll be right back, and thank you very much. Follow me, set me free.